It's a hush-hush homecoming this week on The Hapless Heroes.
I am in the pit of cock.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. Join us as we sit back at this perfectly normal table in this perfectly normal room with all these perfectly normal people and tell you some stories.
What did you call me?
Before we get to tell those stories,
Perfect. He called you perfect.
I am going to introduce my cast. I'm going to start on my virtual left at one of the sides of this table, and that is with Dave as March.
Hey, how you doing?
Lewis as Lev Zangief.
And I am Lev Zangief.
You've done that a couple of times now, and I really like that you're calling it back. Mike as Brunner Brew Blitzboar.
Nothing happened for 18 months, even though I have pictures.
Sebastian as Choom Deloom.
I demand that the noise Fred just made be left in the edit, and he has to now, or else this won't make any sense.
I'm not doing that. So now you all just have to wonder, what noise did I make with my face that did not make it to air? Nicole as Glorp Glup Glup.
This is Percy. This is me. We went to the Astral Sea.
And Jack as Jam Jam.
Sneaking in extra sneaky sneak.
So yeah, last time on the show, we decided to, we made our final preparations and we made it to our home system of Concordia.
Let's say decided is such a strong word.
Yeah, I was gonna go a different direction with that, and I kind of cut my thought off mid sentence there. Just how my brain works. Anyway, you made it back to your home system, and we kind of left off on you entering. There was some final preparations being made, and more conversations being had, and Jam trying to give everybody an alibi who needs one for who would be asking about why you've been gone so long, and those alibis where, well, you heard them, audience, you heard them, and now we're going to try to sneak into a solar system and sneak onto a planet in an alien spaceship with an alien person and pretend like nothing happened, at least for a little bit. Let's see how long they're able to keep this up.
As we're sneaking behind one of the big giant ice planets.
Yes, you're going to need to initially provide enough thrust to enter the trajectory that you and Brew designed. To fling yourself, kind of in slingshot around the planets, essentially.
Trying to use the planets to cover ourselves so we're not easily detected by anyone.
Yes. And then
on Concordia.
And then the type of landing and where we're going to end up trying to land on Verdara, that's still a mystery on a planet that's literally covered in trees.
How far
aside from like some very few places
does our little Q-wing fly?
It should be able to fly
as long as there's air and orbit.
Okay,
or an air and like an atmosphere. Or
so we
like
just have to be
I'm sure
somewhere.
You can even have it hover around your ship while it's, as long as it stays within the air envelope. It just cannot project its own.
So
but you'd be able to use it as like a planet-side craft. Again,
right.
It's still an alien ship.
Jam is going to fling out a big chart that he made.
A big what?
Chart. Like
chart.
Like a map.
A chart. Got it.
And
chart.
He's going to explain how he thinks we slingshot between planets like this, and then behind Verdara, right?
Yeah.
Verdara at night, we use the Q-wing to get March to the jungle floor.
All the way down.
That could work. I actually, there's a village. I actually know where it is that has a quarry. It's the only place I could think that would actually dig that deep unless you want to be digging by yourself. They do sell shovels on Verdana.
March, do you want a shovel?
I mean, it's a start.
We can go to the quarry instead, where they already dug the hole for you, pretty much.
Jam Jam is going to ask the group the most inauspicious method would be to drop the Q-wing and then get to Vidara.
Inconspicuous.
Well,
inauspicious is what we're trying to avoid.
Here's the thing.
Atmosphere drop the Q-wing.
Yeah, but okay.
I'm just gonna let you just real quick. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to let you know that that thing isn't really built for that. If we tried that, there's a chance we all burn inside and die.
In orbit, yeah. Or like as you enter into the atmosphere and the friction begins to melt the craft.
So then Jam would try to think of Jam would try to think about the trajectory we would need to not burn up in the atmosphere. Like where would be the safest point to release?
You have a finger up too.
Yes. Can I roll a history about Verdara's natural weather systems?
Sure. What do you want to know?
It is a forest planet, moon planet, which means if you can find a weather system that has really low cloud coverage and the trees are taller than skyscrapers in this place, being able to find a fog that we could conceal our ship within to fly in and release the Q-wing and then leave with the ship is probably our best bet. However,
so
I rolled a 5.
I'm going to tell you right now. Here's what you know, Chum. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I mean, weather, hard to predict. Even the best meteorologists make many mistakes. Weather is a fickle thing.
Yeah.
That being said, you know that, if you were to just try to drop this craft in, right, and use that as sort of your sneakier way to get in, you're still leaving the ship in orbit. You're going to split the crew. You're going to leave some people in space and others to
that was
fly
the option.
down.
Jam was going to say.
What are you going to do with the ship?
Jam was going to say. Jam could pilot the ship and pick Chum back up, or we could just sit in the atmosphere and collect you after you drop off March. Whichever, but that you're gonna throw it out there.
But then what are you gonna? Okay, I want to make sure I understand as the DM how this is planning to split the party and where you're going to go after you quote unquote drop off March,
because
for him to just kind of figure out how to navigate a planet he's never been to and find somewhere underground to set up a lab for himself.
That's what March is asking for.
Yeah, sure. And where are the rest of you going to go?
Jam is going to drop off the other 4 and then come back and pick up. That's Jam and Chum's plan.
Okay. So just ship taxi service to the planets. Okay.
Or
and that's not going to be suspicious at all.
Or we could sit outside of Vidara, which is suspicious. And wait for
Huck?
I'm going to tell you that any amount of flying back and forth between the planets with an alien craft is going to draw attention in some way.
Technically, hasn't Puck already proven his capability to follow autopilot systems?
Sure. Yeah,
You want to
have
send Puck
integrated it into
with
the
March?
ship.
Or we could just tell Puck to hide the ship in orbit around another planet while we are on here until we need it, and it can come back after. Because otherwise, we're leaving this ship in atmosphere that whole time.
You
the
trust
planet like a
that
satellite.
AI pickle way too much.
Probably, yeah, you're right.
I love
that
this.
you
And, I mean,
have us
all
abandoned
the time
ship.
that this conversation is happening, right? Like the ship has like burned to reach a speed. It is now flinging off of like one of the planets and careening towards its next, like anchor point, right? So like we're just whoosh, you know what I mean? Like you barely feel it as it's, the ship corrects for a lot of that stuff. But like I just want to. Just give us the movement as we continue to barrel through space.
Oh yeah.
March, while this conversation is going on, you do have a job to do. However, I would like for you to make a hacking tools check, please, using your intelligence. These are rudimentary to you compared to the technology you're used to, but there are some things that are still unfamiliar. Yeah. Yes, there's only certain numbers of frequencies and ways you can operate equipment like this, but it may take you some time still to figure it out.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20 is good enough to at least, you're able to use some of the ship's instruments, including your own, E-War station, essentially, to see any nearby, satellite detection or satellites, out here just kind of scanning space or trying to just, detect whatever objects flying through, and are at least able to mask your signal. Like if you were to, it wouldn't show up as anything like a craft or anything like that. If anything did get picked up, you're nothing more than just another piece of debris flying through space.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to get us through any actual IFF or anything like that, but it can make us look like a rock. Anyone starts asking questions about the rock, we're going to have some troubles, but if we can stay inconspicuous, I think we might be all right for now. March is...
You know what the rock is cooking?
Yeah. March is sweating a bit.
The argument about how we prepare for our landing continues.
Honestly, at this point,
the current course has you going into orbit and and landing on Verdara, not just, you know what I mean?
At this point, we tried to do this quiet. Do you guys see any way? I'm asking, any way to get out of this without at least picking up some attention?
I mean,
I don't think there is.
If Jam points his finger. If we send Puck with March on the Q-wing, we could potentially make it look like an asteroid or whatever came through and just broke off, make our way out again of the planet. And again, we're leaving March with Puck.
And then...
we have to go. We have to go to Concordia still.
Well, no, I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking.
But
there's a lot of Verdara we can hide the ship on, right?
A lot.
So we just got to get down to. How crazy you feeling?
Pretty crazy.
And March
actually
starts describing a plan where we're going to try to make this look like an asteroid coming in. So you're just going to speed it towards the planet and just hit the brakes at the last second.
I will say, Jam, if we would you rather take Astrid to Concordia, or I'm pretty sure I know the operation that takes us from Verdara to Concordia. It's literally a bus. You could just hop on.
It's a space bus.
And then we'll be on Concordia, and we don't have to have Astrid, flying towards the planet.
No, I think taking the space bus is honestly the best way.
So we could
Yeah,
It's not as fancy as the ones you've been on in other places in the galaxy, but you know, there is like a ferry service that does go between the two planets.
So that means that we'll get March to where he's going, and that we can all take the ferry and go to where we're trying to go. Does that work? He looks like he hasn't slept in like 2 days.
Jam Jam didn't plan on going back to Concordia, so I mean, he'll kind of just shrug.
I can't wait to see how this party splits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
that means
just
we
from
would.
an out of character tactical on this one.
Lev raises his hand a little bit and says, pardon me, can I take a cab to the planet 2, or what is plan?
Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
Yeah,
that's what we would.
This was the cab to get all of you guys who
Yeah,
are trying to actually
no,
go
yeah,
to,
yeah.
you know, the civilized planet. There.
Yeah, okay.
And the very least, I think that Jam Jam, we help them at least get onto the terminal before we head back.
At some point, I think before we split up, guys, at some point we got to consider the possibility that this whole thing gets blown.
Percival raises a finger. He goes, not for anything, but given that there are presumably some people on Concordia who know that we were blasted off into space, if we suddenly show up to like our homes or other places, provided that like if anyone was renting, those haven't been rented to other people by now, that they're not going to be like monitored by the government. That like if our names suddenly show up in a database somewhere that like we're home again, that it's not going to raise some eyebrows on account of the fact that we're missing, and at least somebody out there we talked to somebody on that radio before we blast it off. Who knows who we are?
Well, Jam Jam, what you working on those? We got cover stories for you guys, you know, for folks if you want to go in.
Yes, no, we saw the alibis, March. I'm not sure if anyone showed you yet, but I'm not feeling super confident.
Okay.
About the shipwreck strategy, and he uses air quotes.
No, that's fine. Like all right. I was thinking something more. Fuck. Sneaking you guys back into your own house is really fucking hard.
I don't think it's gonna work. I think at this point,
all right,
we have to kind of go in some degree louder than we want to.
I know. At some point, things are gonna get blown. And what's our priorities here?
Get you into a hole. Get Lev onto a terminal, and Glorp and Brew probably if they want to go back to Concordia, and Percy.
Percy.
I remember.
One thing to keep in mind here. Eventually, Astral Tech's going to find this place, right?
I mean, you were the one who talked to the guy who seemed to know about that, who was going to go hold them off for us, so to speak.
Yeah.
No.
For how long? So
I don't know.
Exactly. So when things get blown for us here, because eventually we'll probably lose our cover at some point.
Like
really
2 hours.
We're trying to get ahead of things. The thing we need to get ahead of is Astral Tech getting here. So if and when
now we're back to talking to the authorities. And see, this is what I was suggesting at the beginning, March, was just like, hey, everybody, guess what? We're back. And by the way, there's some crazy people out there in that galaxy over there.
Yep. But we're going to do it subtle enough that only the government knows and not like, the whole fucking populace. What
March
we
wants to
don't
trust
need
the government?
is people freakings out in the streets.
Right. No, actually, that's a really good point on account of the fact that I'm panicking right now, and I can't imagine how billions of people are going to react to that news.
Yeah. So, getting ahead of it. Get
Got like
ahead
2
of
hours,
things. Yeah. So, I mean, it's the priority. Get ahead of things. Get in. Get ahead of the fact that we brought a ship in. Get ahead of the fact that we got Astral Tech on our asses. Get us in quietly, talk to the right folks. And hopefully they're paying enough attention to what you guys are doing that nobody's paying attention to what I'm doing.
Right. So, the whole alibi thing.
Not so bad an idea now, is it, Percy?
I don't want to be abducted by the government.
It's going to happen. Like, you should make peace with that right now.
Have a plan for when it happens. But be ready in case it doesn't.
If Percival could go pale, he does. And I guess his version of that is just he begins to sweat a little harder. He goes, I need to go.
Percy, look at me.
I'm fine, March. I just need a minute.
Yep.
Cool, because we got like 2 hours
Just remember,
left.
man, you're one of the few people who knows how to operate this thingy. Ball's in our court. We got at least something.
Jam will turn to Chum and say, so we're landing on Vidara then?
I mean, you want to just drop him off and dip? We got to at least make sure he gets on the terminal. I'm from Verdara.
Landing on Vidara isn't my concern. It is getting back off Vidara without being noticed. That is my concern.
Here's the thing, though. If it's me and you and we're not trying to stick around for this little after show, we could just, like, be gone before anyone could ever catch us. Like, there's no way they would have any way of catching us after we wanted to leave.
Because Jam's plan is pretty much to leave some space walkie-talkies with, like, Lev and Percy and March and just stay close.
In the ship?
In our ship, and just continue to hide for a little while. We'll decide from there whether or not we want to go back anywhere.
Yeah, because we really only got 2 people who have intent to go back to specific people or places.
Right.
Glorp notwithstanding, intent is kind of fuzzy with you sometimes.
I'm not gonna let anything ruin the tour.
Got it.
As long as Chum is confident that we could leave the atmosphere of a planet without drawing suspicion.
All right.
Yeah.
Confident. So confident.
So plan A is getting the ship back out. Plan B, hide the ship on the planet.
Pretty confident. So I'm going to land this bitch in the forest near a village.
And then we're going to send them
March in a hole
to Concordia on the bus.
Yes, and then we'll come back to the forest, and then we'll leave. And
wait for a good time.
I'm very confident they won't see us.
Jam likes this plan.
What's the worst going to happen?
Wait, how are we going to pay for the ferry? None of us have any money from our world anymore.
Well, that's not entirely true.
And I also don't have a job. What do you mean that's not entirely true?
I mean, I know a guy.
You know a guy. What does that mean?
If we really needed funds, I could have some.
We're gonna need just, token. I mean, literally like a camp fare, essentially. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I got a guy.
I don't have anything anymore.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
So we're gonna go see one of your guys first. Then we gotta add that to the list.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna go very quickly. I'm guessing from the pacing of this conversation. But, you know, we can hope. We can hope and we can pray. It'll be hopefully he's not one of those guys that needs to hang out after. It makes it feel kind of weird.
Okay. Great. No, great. This plan is sounding great. Sounding really solid.
Yeah, it's gone to shit like 4 hours ago. I just wait for you to catch up to the fact that we're definitely going to get discovered. We're probably going to get interrogated. Hopefully we get left to his kids so we don't feel like failures.
It's only been like about 5 weeks since we've been in an interrogation room, and I could go longer.
Are we on the third, passing the third planet?
Bro,
while
we have like an hour. We're like almost there, figuring out the plan. It's literally just like, okay, at least we all now know we're landing on the place, and anyone who doesn't want to stay will come back to the ship, and we'll make sure that we're staying in orbit or something. But okay, that's the plan. All right,
staying in orbit now.
Maybe
we are very confused at what's happening.
All I know is we're gonna get back to the ship. Once we get back to the ship, the next stage will become very clear. I'm very confident that this will become clear.
Marsh, there are more satellites and things like that, along the way, and even what you see, like again, like on some of the planets now that are closer to Concordia and Verdara, there are like what appear to be even just like little listening posts set up on them, like that are like, again, for research and collaboration purposes, that have their own, communication and like relay services. I would like for you to make me just one more hacking check, please.
Oh,
get him.
Whew. We natted it.
Oh, yeah.
In which way?
The 20.
Oh, in the good way. Oh,
in
in
the
the way
good
that's
way.
fun for you and less fun for me. Okay. But still fun. I still love that, and I love that for you.
Camera is sticking on there, otherwise I would pull it down to verify, but...
No, I don't. You don't have to do that here. Okay. I mean, literally child's play to you, March. You'd feel bad if it weren't for the fact that, if anything, these idiots could use every advantage they could get, or else there's no way you're going to get planet side without being outed as an alien.
I mean, yeah. I can't help but feeling like there's something I'm forgetting, but I don't know, maybe it's just me.
What an auspicious thing to say.
What an auspicious...
Don't be auspicious.
Don't be
auspicious.
Don't be auspicious.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're getting closer.
Yep.
Now, right now, the ship's, like most of the ship's power and systems, like engines, all of that are off. You guys are running with like the like bare bones instruments to try to have as little bit of like a signature as possible, right?
Yep.
To avoid detection. If you want to go in for a landing, at some point you are going to have to, power things on and assume manual control.
I am in the pit of cock.
Bonk.
You could have said that any other. You could have said that any other way.
I am in the cock of
He
pit.
could've.
I mean, at least you know what the buffer is going to be this week.
I'm just trying to do a show here, guys. And I do my best to
bit of cock.
my best to try to work with you guys and really offer try to be as as immersive as possible and really offer you guys a plethora of ways to interact, and then we just get to these places.
It's been a long 2 weeks.
We're just all excessively horny for no reason.
What?
Huh?
I'm flying a plane, bro. What are you talking about? But I am steering as much as I can manually at this point, getting ready to be in a life or death situation.
I would think that we try to turn the instruments and everything on as low as we possibly can to
In atmosphere. Yep.
Oh, good.
Yep. Oh, we're going for a full fucking fuck, I can't think of a good name for that Tom Cruise
Halo?
movie with the planes. No, what's
Mission
that? Top
Impossible?
Gun. Yeah. Gopton?
Gopton? I hate that.
Beam laser.
with Comtrues.
Yeah, but Com Truise is also a musical artist, so we can't
Really?
do that.
Oh, what are
Yeah.
the chances? All right.
Ooh, bottom projectile.
Yeah, we're really pulling a bottom projectile right now, guys. So we gotta wait till at least we enter atmosphere, and I gotta do it before we hit the top of the trees. Cause did I mention there's a lot of trees?
Yeah. I gotta keep my bottom projectiles counted for.
In the pit of cocks.
Never mind, it's just Nicole, everybody. Bonk, Nicole. Bonk.
We got this. We're all serious spacefaring heroes. We got this.
Jam Jam is prepared to use the lasers if necessary to blast trees
Jesus Christ.
as we make impact. It'll make it look
excellent.
more.
No, this is great.
comet
This is
like.
great. Let's make more noise.
Mhm.
Love that.
If
Love
needed.
that, love
If
that.
it's going
Okay.
to break the ship,
this is
Jam
great.
Jam will shoot it and it'll make it look like an asteroid hit.
So,
I would ask that everyone be
You're-
wearing a seatbelt at this time.
yeah, I'm going to need a few checks from everybody. Brew, I need you to make me another navigation tools check with your wisdom to adjust the course to make sure that you are kind of entering in at a trajectory that would make it believable that you are an asteroid. I'm going to need a hacking check one more time to ensure that March can continue to make your ship appear as though it is just a whatever celestial object, burning up in the atmosphere. Or like making impact, but not in a way that's threatening. That would require them to, use any potentially asteroid defense mechanisms. I'm going to need the people who don't have those kinds of tasks to brace themselves and describe to me what you think that looks like as you hold on for dear life to essentially make an unpowered entry into a planet full of trees. We white knuckle it a little bit. Are we, for those of you who have knuckles, I guess, are we, Lev, are you stoic or are you nervous about this particular course?
I have confidence in Shum's abilities. I
love this for you.
am feeling a little tense, but I think that's a natural response.
Fuck
I don't
yeah.
shy away from those emotions.
Jam Jam and
Or-
Thunderclap are
Yeah.
buckled up to the
Secured.
maximum. And both
Yeah.
look nervous.
Yes. Is everyone? Yeah, everyone's in their seats. Everyone's strapped in.
Absolutely not.
No? Why?
Never.
Why?
Because at this point, it's comically in character that Glorp has not paid attention to the seat call, and I am going to end up splattered against a window and, comically going down the side of it
You're just setting
afterwards.
yourself up for this. I see.
That is the best case scenario.
that is what happens. I do take the assorted stack of strewn about papers around me and shuffle them up and stick them in like a goo kangaroo pocket, but not gooey because I don't want the papers to get gross. Or I put them in a Ziploc bag first. You know what? I know myself. So Glorp Ziploc bags their paperwork, sticks them in a goo pocket.
Ziploc is
And
not
then,
a
holds,
sponsor. They
a-
are just canonical in this universe.
Oh yeah, sorry. Not a. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just.
No, it's fine. It's a
everywhere.
colloquialism. It's like
Yeah.
saying a Kleenex sometimes. You know what I mean?
Kleenex,
It's
yeah.
just how it goes.
And grabs the equivalent of a holy shit bar that's somewhere, but that's it. There's no actual seating or strapping in. It's just the nearest.
No,
handle.
actually, I'll accept grabbing the oh shit bar. That is
It's
something.
more than I've ever done before.
I feel like Brew's a strapper inner.
We're waiting for rolls.
I'm gonna get a
I'm-
piloting check from you.
Strapping.
Oh, I thought we were waiting. I thought Brew was. I must have missed that. My bad.
I need a navigation check from Brew. I need a hacking check from
Yeah, that's what I was waiting to see
Uh,
that because it's gonna probably affect how I put my piloting.
March.
Yeah. I have a 12.
Okay.
Do I still have advantage
March.
from before or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Merely
just
a
check.
15.
Merely a 15. Excellent. And Choom, please, with the piloting check.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going in. Kind of blind here. It looks like we're doing. It looks like we're in for a pretty rocky trajectory here. You might feel some turbulence and/or the ship breaking apart. Don't worry. Either way, we will be fine or dead. That is. Oh, I have a fucking +9. Let's go. Even with that, that is a dirty 17.
Okay, that might at least help us enough. I hate that I'm going to do this, that I'm going to entertain this, but just to placate you, Choom, I do recall you mentioning in the redesign of the Astrid 2 that you did add a certain feature in the cockpit. Is that correct?
You know it. And now is a very good time for me to get my feet wet.
As you plunge yourself into the goo that is on the console.
Yeah. Like a glove.
It takes every bit of strength to keep this ship on the trajectory that it needs to be on to, meet the air resistance in the least forceful way possible. So as not to cause undue damage to the ship again, because you're not controlling your entry really, aside from gliding in, right, and using just the fall of the orbit rather than your thrusters and things like that to control your speed. You're free falling.
Yeah. With my feet. I am steering with my feet.
Right. Everyone, the ship is vibrating violently. All of the instruments, all of anything that was not secured or fastened down begins shaking violently.
Not yet. Do we get hit atmosphere?
Yes. Within a few moments, you do.
All right. How are we looking at clouds? Can I actually?
You could barely see. There are clouds whooshing by.
Okay. Would I remember? You know what? Not really much I can do except for hold it steady. Let me know when we break cloud cover.
When do you want to kick the engines on?
I was gonna aim for. Can I ask, guys? Every person in this room, look outside and tell if you can guess what the weather pattern is. If we're in a storm, we might hit the trees hard.
Guess what the weather pattern? It looks like clouds out there, everybody.
Right.
Whooshing by your tiny little windows.
Are they dark?
They're not super dark gray. It's just but it is gray. It's not like puffy white. And it's dark because you are entering on the dark side of the planet.
Intentionally.
Yep.
Intentionally.
All right. I'm gonna keep holding it.
You think you break cloud cover because you see the tops of the trees, and they are not far on account of how gigantic these fucking trees are on this planet.
I'm gonna slam everything.
Piloting check, please, Choom.
Yes, sir.
If it looks like we're going to make contact with the trees, Jam will open fire with the lasers.
I really hope we are.
Well,
please tell me.
Because of my double proficiency with the vehicle.
Really fishing for the ones.
No, not unfortunately. But I rolled a 13 on the die, which would be a 22.
Plus 9 is, yeah, okay.
Dirty.
Okay, I guess you do it fine. Jim, you your finger is on the trigger because the tops of these trees are so very close to brushing the undercarriage of the ship. Like you're swiveling around, just like, oh, Choom, like, you know, like it's very frantic.
I got it. I got it.
Literally just just like every now and again, just like very bristling the bottom of the ship as he's like trying to steady
over
it,
and over
as these
again.
Powerful and ether-driven engines are now like roaring to life.
I got it.
Trying to like level you out.
I don't got it. I got it.
Well, now Choom, now you're flying at least horizontally.
Yes.
Flying very loudly over what appears to be just a dense forested area that doesn't you're nowhere near any of like the big cities.
Hover?
Like, you know.
Yes, I can.
This can hover.
Yep.
It says VTOL. It's got all that.
I throw it into POC and hover that bitch while I look
over the treetops.
While I look at the crew, and I shakily take my aviators off. Confident.
Jam
thumbs up.
Will unstrap himself, run to the nearest window, and try to look for a place for us to sneak the ship into.
It is so dark, and there's not really a lot of lights here above the canopy of the trees.
Is the Astra too big to fit into the canopy? We would have to.
You'd have to shoot some trees, I think.
Yeah, I would look at
least from where you are right now.
And I would just be like, and also, these trees are the size of like buildings, and I mean like, you know, you're thinking like a house. No, I mean like, like
these trees buildings. Are thick,
like
thick
skyscrapers on Concordia thick. But that means we only have to shoot one down to be able to fit Astrid in there.
I mean, if it's that big, can we just land the Astrid on it?
I mean, they don't have flat tops.
Right. We just have to break through some of the canopy, but that would actually be easier than cutting the tree down.
And you could use the tree to hide the ship.
Yeah. All we got to do is kind of defoliate a little area.
I look at Jam.
Flatten it.
Like, I mean, a combined laser, maybe some of you guys could go down there and do something, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, then you're like, you know, thousands of feet into the air on top of a tree.
Don't some of the people who live there live in the tops of the trees? We probably shouldn't just...
Yeah, we're the dead forest right now. Like, nobody lives out here, I think.
Okay.
Confident. So what do you guys want to do? How do you want to handle this tree problem?
This is your home planet. I don't know. It's your planet, dude.
I have already said that you want to take the laser to the motherfucker. That's probably the fastest way. But
first of all, just ask. Okay, but then how do we get down?
Well, yeah, we would have to make it to the floor.
Presumably climb.
Park the tree up. You're just gonna park the ship up here, and then we're just gonna what? Slide down thousands of feet, just slide it down like a skyscraper to get to the floor.
Well, now we're kind of forced in a situation where it probably makes more sense to just kind of have someone stay with the ship and the rest go down on the skeeter. So,
can't just go find like somewhere that there is a natural clearing that we could just like park it in and like, I don't know, throw some leaves on the ship or something, and then we could take your cool little space car thing somewhere else.
Jam was trying to look for somewhere.
It's nighttime.
Yeah, I mean, right now where you are, it's dark and it's just a lot of tops of trees you're looking at. So, I mean, you would know your planet better than most people, I think.
I'm not really a camping type, but you know, I know that
Glorp may know at least what a map of Verdara looks like and like where there might be some like gaps in the forest, you know, for bodies of water and things of that nature. Like there can't be none.
Can Jam ride on Thunderclap?
Yes.
Thunderclap
no
can
one
fly.
was ever stopping you from doing that.
And Jam.
Thunderclap can fly? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like I thought we knew that.
Can fly.
I may have forgot about this detail.
And Jam Jam would like to ride
really
Oh
do
yeah,
fly.
right. I
his
think I can
pig
fly now too.
around the ship to look for a place to hide the ship with
God
a survival
bless.
check.
I love the idea of you scouting for a place to land, like literally being like releasing yourself from the back of the ship and flying out on your on Thunderclap to like with his tiny. I imagine these tiny little wings,
super
or
tiny.
his big ears just flapping, to help. Yep, this is now my headcanon, and you can't stop it. Yes, no, absolutely. Just you go buzzing out from the back, right?
I got a penguin
as you-
again.
when you open the doors, oh, amazing. When you open the doors, Jam, I will say before we get to your perception there, you could hear the engines, even while idling, so to speak, and hovering, are very loud.
Super loud.
There's no way you'd be able to bring this into a populated area without someone being like, did a jet just fly overhead?
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's very stark against the general quiet of an uninhabited forest, right?
Yeah. So we need to turn the ship
hovering
off.
over top of it.
Yeah.
So flying around then, since you nat 20'd again, flying around just like a general perimeter of the ship, there are a few natural, at least clearings or gaps in these these thick, gigantic skyscraper sized trees, where you could try to put the ship down. I mean, you are in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
But at least middle of nowhere is probably the best place to hide a ship. If you're not trying to fly this thing around all over the planet. You're just gonna maybe want to mark the map somewhere on one of your devices to make sure you know where you left it.
Yeah.
Dude, where's my spaceship? That could be a funny episode later, but
Jam will fly back and immediately announce where the spot was that he found that could potentially hide the ship well.
Let's go.
And when you get down, the floor or the ground level is just a maze of hilly terrain, roots, structures. There are some grassy areas, but it's just so hard to find level ground. Like Choom, you are expertly able to kind of find a landing spot, but you have a finger up.
I do what Vidarans do. You park that shit up against one of the redwoods.
Up against it?
Yeah. This thing is so big and massive, and we have our own gravity with our ship, right?
Yeah, but then what happens when you get out of it?
We go out the top.
You go out the top.
Yeah. Full confidence in this.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, but you would have to still there's gravity on the planet.
I mean we park it on the ground, but up against a tree instead of on flat, because there's not a lot of flat spots.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, no, I didn't mean
vertically,
Yeah, I didn't mean park it up in the tree, just on the ground up against the tree.
What an interesting concept.
You don't have a lot of space out here, man.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no. I see that. Okay, I mean, the ground is scorched when you land. You can see this gigantic burnt patch where the engines just immediately charred the root structure and grass and dirt beneath it as Choom kind of vertically aligns the ship and just essentially parks it against the side of a tree, this gigantic tree.
Nice.
And you are able to exit the ship somehow. I'm trying to think.
Bay doors are on the bottom. Easily just slide down.
On the bottom.
Yep.
Somehow.
Whoop. Easily slide down. We have the top latch. Easily pop out.
Right. Yeah, sure. Sure. I mean, it's awkward. You guys have never exited the ship quite like this before to get onto solid ground.
Jam will start up the Q wing. That is significantly quieter than
it's
ship,
significantly
right?
quieter, but it's also way more cramped.
Oh yeah. But
Sure.
this is just to get us back to a town.
You're essentially flying like a precursor to a flying saucer, we're going to call it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
The early prototypes.
Yeah, exactly. So like you guys are all just kind of huddled into like a cubic space essentially, with at least the comfy seats brought over from the.
There's no way it's bigger than a van.
I like that it's like almost like this, like it's like cubic on the inside, but then it's like more circular on the outside. Is I think like how I'm imagining it. So like inside is just this cube with like all these seats just facing each other, and then like a console in the center, and Choom just like hops on that, and that's how you drive it. You know.
I'd let Jam Jam drive. It's his car.
Just
Unless he wants me to drive.
Or Jam Jam. His space. Yeah, your space. Your flying car.
Yep.
Are you AP?
I respect the ownership of a vehicle above all things, right? Because I know none of you would violate me with Astrid, right?
All right, where do you take your still alien but less conspicuous craft? What is the first destination we try to fly to? And also, I'm assuming that Brew is going to mark the location of our ship that we're leaving behind on the map. Would anyone like to bring anything with them from the ship, since we are now leaving it behind?
Should we bring Puck?
Glorp has all of their manuscripts with them.
Should we leave Puck alone on the ship?
I mean, we've done it before. Before you guys knew that he was here.
Jam feels different about it now.
Puck from afar.
Oh, I did give up my sending stones.
Right, and Puck is not a.
Where's
Puck is part of the. How do you?
Do we have tech?
Try to wire up like a little. Yeah, I mean, you have some tech. You have, otherworldly tech. That I guess you could probably try to like create some sort of link between your personal like cell device.
Oh.
To the ship.
Percy, leave your phone on the ship. Puck can use your phone.
No, I got something for this.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, March can bring something up there. He's also considering this is an area to start drilling.
But a drill?
Just right here in the middle of nowhere?
Well, this is where I would nominally want to put the place, yeah. In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the floor, where no one will look for it.
Okay, you're going to need an industrial drill or excavation tool.
We're going to need a lot of nanotech.
There's a quarry not far from here that might have some of the stuff that you need. Not far being relative, it's still like 3-hour drive.
It's something, it's something we can look into.
3-hour fly, I guess, but it's a drive in the case of a space car.
Yeah.
We'll call it a drive.
March will stick with the group for now, but he kind of has
his
plan, and also he has no place to fit in on this planet.
Right. Now, I guess because we're leaving the ship behind and potentially flying to a different part of this planet altogether in a smaller craft. Yeah. Lev, are you trying to like bring a cooler full, like the Yeti cooler full of milk, or Yeti's cooler full of milk with you? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and I'm wearing like a suit and everything too. Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Totally from an out of character perspective, I'm keeping March with the party just for cohesion.
Yeah. Jam.
Oh yeah, don't worry. There are many steps between you and setting up a lab on this planet, dear March.
Jam will look to Choom and say, what is the smallest town on Vidara with a bus to Concordia?
Well,
kind of only one way off the planet, unfortunately.
Yeah, the villages don't really have that kind of a transportation system. You have to go to Two Cork City. It's the biggest city on the moon. But I know some people there. Maybe we can get in, we get out. Nobody knows we're there other than those people.
Hey, have some self-respect. This is not a moon. This is its own planet. Okay, just because it shares an orbit with Concordia Prime doesn't mean that it is any less of a celestial body. Sure. It is a planet.
Sure. That's sick. That is really sick. But yeah, I know some people. Maybe I can get us into the terminal without anyone really knowing we're going through there.
On account, except for the, again, alien craft that we're going to be flying in the direction of that city.
Well,
Oh no!
we keep it low.
At some point, we walk.
Or we swing. That's kind of how we do it around here.
No, I'm not swinging off of anything. And Percival pats his belly.
You'll get used to it. These trees are sturdy, bud.
No. The trees. No. I don't swing. Please don't make me swing.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Well, we pile into the space car. Can we give this space car a name?
Outside of the Q-wing?
Outside of the Q-wing.
Right. Well, I just keep, for some reason, not wanting to commit that to memory, and I don't know why. We all pile into this much smaller Q-wing. Again, like essentially a glorified car that has just enough room to seat all of you, and the rest of it is just kind of like a hull of the former limo van thing that you guys transformed into this. Like it just like split it around. I don't know. I don't even know. One of you are gonna have to like draw me a picture of what you think this looks like.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm having a hard time really visualizing.
I picture a
just the
flying
absurdity of this
saucer
vehicle.
with the
I picture flying saucer with like
being the
yes.
Q.
Okay. Cool. Then I'm and being the Q. I understand. Right. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm into that. Okay. Great. Well, you all again. You fly off in this little vessel, heading for New Cork City.
Well, are we dropping March off at the quarry first, or is he coming? He's coming with us the whole way.
I'm just staying with the party for cohesion right now.
Heard. Nice. I like when the gang's all together.
March, you may want to make yourself look like a nutter. I'm gonna tie your ears up maybe or something. I don't know.
No.
Look like some I don't know, nondescript
March
furry creature.
This is not his first rodeo.
Yeah.
Pulls a hat out of his bag. Kind of stuffs the ears in there.
The ears and like the slightly prehensile legs are gonna really fuck with people.
I mean, somebody's got to have legs like this.
Not with those ears.
Well, yeah, but the ears under the hat now. See?
Yeah, you're already looking like you fit in a lot more.
Yeah, just extend the whiskers out a little bit.
Oh wait, I have something for that. And he pulls out the whisker wax.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
nice.
There. So we're looking slightly more rat-like now.
There you go.
Yeah, we can appreciate that. Okay. We fly off to New Cork City. Will our disguise hold? And will anyone discover the ship in the middle of nowhere? Should we find out next week? Can we? Dare I?
Don't do anything to my ship.
Dare we?
No, make him wait for
we
7 weeks just for fun.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Season's over, everybody. We'll see you in a few months.
Countdown starts now.
Sorry.
Surprise hiatus.
We like edging.
I know I
you
left
guys.
another question, but no, we will find out next week on the Helpless Heroes. Anyway, I'm going to do the thing I normally do when we end an episode of this show, and that's tell you to listen to me, but from the past, about where you can find us on the internet and interact with us in a variety of ways. So I'm going to say, take it away, past me. Thank you all for listening. If you like what we do, you can find all of our links in one convenient place, and that is our link tree. It's just linktr.ee/haplessheroes. There, you'll find our social media, merch, and Patreon, but most importantly, you will find the crown jewel of our internet presence, and that is our Discord server. It is free to join, and it's where the cast and I hang out the most, chatting with you, our amazing audience, about the show, sharing memes, and geeking out about all things nerdy and delightful. We'd love to have you be a part of that community. Now, if you really like us, please consider leaving us a 5-star rating or review on the podcast service of your choice. It means the world to us. It helps new listeners find the show. And if we spot your review, we'll give you a shout out right here as the 5-star human that you are. Now, if you really, really like us, you can support the show directly by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/haplessheroes. It's also linked on our link tree. We have a treasure trove of bloopers, bonus content, and even some out-of-character episodes from our many years of adventuring together. Some of those we've even released for free. So please, check it out. That's all for now, though. So let's kick it back to the crew in the future.
Is it weird that past you grows older with every episode?
I like to think of it as that past me gets to experience or gets to enjoy being the same age forever while I slowly
Vampire!
Yeah, that's a problem.
hate how my body continues to slowly decay. You feel me?
That's not very vampire-like.
Well, no,
That's
I'm
not
not
very
vampire-like.
vampire-like at
Past
all.
me might be.
Just don't look at your past you, otherwise Dorian Gray.
See, my teeth are very normal.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of not vampires, I have some other people who are also not vampires to outroduce. I'm going to keep saying it. It's a new word now, folks. It's going to add it to Webster's Dictionary this year. 2026, it's the year of outroduce. Outroducing to my virtual right, Jack playing Jam Jam.
Until next time.
Nicole playing Glorp Glub Glub.
Stop trying to make Outroduce happen. It's never gonna happen.
Not with that attitude. Sebastian is Choom Deloom.
Yeah, keep careful, guys. There's like these mosquitoes out here. They're like the size of like dogs, like big dogs. And they come out of nowhere, man. They come like literally out of nowhere.
That's canon now. Mike as Brunner
good lord.
Blitzborer.
I had an amazing time at this retreat, even though I don't remember any of it.
He's still practicing, and I love that for us. Lewis as Lev Zangief.
And you say your name, Lev Zangief.
No, that's my line. And Dave as March.
And now I say my name, March.
And,
March.
And I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM, and now you say your name.
Lev Zangief.
We'll see you next.
Chill,
Francesco?
baby. Oh my god.